Jennifer Lopez says she's finally done with relationships.
But you also have to maintain your individuality and not let somebody take over your life.
Jennifer Lopez is opening up about her personal growth and the lessons she's learned through her experiences, especially over the past year.
You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else in your life.
In a candid conversation with Interview magazine published on October 9th, 2024, Lopez sat down with comedian Nikki Glasser to discuss various topics, from her upcoming film Unstoppable to the wisdom she's gained from navigating a particularly challenging year. It's a lifelong journey, Lopez said about her ongoing pursuit of self-awareness and understanding during the interview, conducted on September 10th. That's one thing I love about life. It never stops. You never reach a point where you've arrived. It's all about growing and evolving, if you're open to it. You're either moving forward or you're stagnant, and I don't want to stay still. Reflecting on how life has tested her, Lopez added, "There have been moments where I thought I had everything figured out, but then life comes in and says, 'Oh really? Let's see if you've truly learned that lesson.' And sometimes I realized I hadn't." Lopez's recent separation from Ben Affleck, who she filed for divorce from on August 20th, 2024, is clearly one of those life lessons. Discussing her current relationship status, Lopez revealed, "Now I'm actually excited. When people talk about being on their own, I get it now. I'm not looking for anyone. After 25-30 years of being in all these different situations, I want to know what I can do when it's just me. What if I'm just free?" One of the high points in Lopez's life recently has been her new movie Unstoppable, which premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, or TIFF, in September 2024. The film received a standing ovation and Lopez was thrilled by the positive response. "I felt so proud," she said about the TIFF premiere. "The movie turned out beautifully and seeing it with the audience for the first time was emotional. It's one of those inspirational stories that I think we really need right now." In Unstoppable, Lopez plays Judy Robles, the mother of Anthony Robles, a wrestler born with one leg who went on to win an NCAA national championship. The film was produced by Affleck along with his longtime friend Matt Damon's production company, Artists Equity. Lopez praised the project as a meaningful, uplifting story. But as Lopez continues to focus on her work and self-growth, she also touched on the idea of learning how to be content on your own. During the interview, she opened up about the hard work that goes into truly understanding yourself. "The real work is in figuring yourself out," Lopez explained. "It's about going deeper and looking at the feelings and beliefs you hold about yourself. Those are the things that influence the choices you make and the patterns you fall into." Lopez has had her fair share of high-profile relationships over the years, from her marriage to Mark Anthony and her on-again, off-again relationship with Ben Affleck. Each relationship taught her something, but she admitted that she hadn't fully grasped the lessons until recently.
I think on so many different levels, women in relationships, we have a tendency to give ourselves away so much.
"You think you've learned something and then life shows you that maybe you haven't quite mastered it yet," she continued. "That's when you have to look inward and figure out what's still missing. I used to think I knew how to be good on my own, but it wasn't until this summer that I realized I still had work to do." When Glasser asked her if being on her own had been difficult, Lopez didn't hesitate in her response. "It was really tough," she confessed. "It's lonely, it's scary, and it's unfamiliar. It can feel desperate at times. But when you sit with those feelings and realize they're not going to break you, that's when you discover that you can find joy and happiness all by yourself. Being in a relationship doesn't define me anymore." This period of self-reflection has led Lopez to a new sense of empowerment. She spent part of her summer in the Hamptons with friends and family, while Affleck remained in Los Angeles. Despite their separation, Lopez and Affleck have maintained an amicable relationship. On September 14th, the former couple met up for a friendly lunch with their children, Lopez's 16-year-old twins Max and Em, and Affleck's kids Serafina and Samuel. Lopez has always been close to her family, and that bond remains strong even as she navigates this new chapter of her life. She shares her twins with ex-husband Mark Anthony, while Ben Affleck co-parents his children with his ex-wife Jennifer Garner. A source close to Lopez previously told People that Lopez and Affleck want to keep things positive for the sake of their kids. "They're focused on showing the kids that things are still amicable," the insider said. "There's still a lot of love there, and they want to stay friendly."
Every mom knows this. When you have your kids, your whole mind changes.
This is consistent with Lopez's history of trying to keep things civil with her exes. Her divorce from Mark Anthony in 2014 was handled with grace, and the two have remained supportive of each other ever since. Their split came after 7 years of marriage, and though it was painful, Lopez has spoken out about how they've managed to co-parent effectively for the sake of their children. Before her rekindled romance with Ben Affleck, Lopez had been engaged to Alex Rodriguez. Their high-profile relationship came to an end in 2021 after 4 years together.
Just one of those breakups that really, it was like a tough one for me.
While the two initially tried to make things work, citing a desire to stay together for their blended families, they eventually decided to go their separate ways. In a joint statement, they announced that they were better off as friends. These experiences have shaped Lopez's outlook on love and relationships. She's been candid about the fact that every relationship, no matter how painful the ending, has taught her something valuable. Now, more than ever, she's focusing on her own well-being and what it means to truly be happy on her own. As she continues to navigate life post-divorce, Lopez has taken time to reflect on what she wants for her future. While her work remains a central focus, Unstoppable is just one of her many projects she's so excited about. Her personal growth is equally important to her. Jenny's journey is a reminder that growth is a continuous process. It's not about reaching a destination, but about evolving and learning from each experience, both good and bad. And while she's faced her fair share of bad romance, she's also found strength in those moments, proving that she's more than capable of thriving on her own. As she looks to the future, Lopez's message is clear. You don't need to have it all figured out, but you do need to be willing to keep growing, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Whether she's making movies, raising her kids, or embracing her newfound independence, Lopez is living proof that it's never too late to discover who you really are. What do you guys think about Jenny moving on? Are you happy for her? Let us know in the comments, and we hope you have a great day. Peace out.